Welcome back to part number 10 of my Imperator role playthrough as Carthage. I just saw through 9,000 gold in between episodes. I built out various buildings, quite a few theaters and temples about here, and here. I did some colonization, sort of rounded out this area so that these tribes don't migrate over into our territory and cause trouble. So they'll essentially stay where they are, and if they move, we'll just colonize wherever they move from. We have a wonder that recently completed. Got 10 stability for it, a couple of stability events. We're feeling rather chipper for 85 aggressive expansion. We have a 70% modifier at present. I'd like to keep it up here. I'm going to run this stability down to 20 or below. At least that's the plan as it sits present. And keep this aggressive expansion high. I'm going to go on a conquering spree, a Bosporan Kingdom, Colchian Revolt. We'll swing down to Egypt. We have a truce with them until 555 February, about a year out. I could wait, I don't want to. I hired this Bosporan Merc. We're going to move him up here, de-exile him. I stood down my levies. I'm going to get these mercs. The Bosporan should be relatively easy. Unfortunately for me, we're probably going to eat quite a bit of food while we're up there unless we can secure the provincial capitals in a timely manner, but that's going to be something I'll have to concentrate on. Maybe use some smaller levies and just utilize them for the capitals and these bruiser mercs for any forts about. There don't seem to be particularly many. So maybe, yeah, I'll work it out. Shouldn't be a problem. There's a claim I have, I believe, on Pamphlia. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. There's a bunch of these guys here as well. Maybe take them out. And that's about the size of it. I'm going to go until I can't go anymore. And then I'll stand down and wait for Tech 14 to hit. At which point we should unearth the Carthaginian version of the Marian reforms, and we'll be able to bring up cohorts or legions essentially anywhere. And we have quite a few theaters and such about, and these levy counts and such will rise accordingly as the theaters assimilate these various populations. There it is. I'm not going to show the warring in any great detail. I mean, there's some question as to the outcome in Egypt, but there's really none. I'll probably pick up the African levy again and bring an overbearing force onto him. Going forward, I'm sort of curious how all this war score technology or innovations that I've unearthed here. I get another 5% war score here, and we're somewhere up here, and there's another 5% to be had here. I plan on taking this mercenary reliance. Manpower will lose some, but it doesn't really matter because we don't need it. And then we can think on going down. We'll get... I'm not going to go for the War of the Spear, so really all I need is one and then 2 more innovations to close this out. And then I'll take, at some point, militant Epicureanism. And we should be able to take a considerable amount of war score in any given war out of the Seleucid Empire and Moria. And then we can de-exile in the territories we just took, and then truce break, I believe, a couple of times in any given situation, and hammer our way through, make a line for Moria, and then begin warring with him as well. You know, along those lines, it would probably be helpful to have another couple of merc armies available for Egypt, specifically, not relevant for the Bosporan Kingdom per se. But I could take another tradition here, which would allow me to build a military road, which will allow me to call up levies to use, because the military roads are very cheap, and we also get 3 innovations. So let's give that a try. can maybe call up a decent sized levy and have it go about building a road or whatnot up through here. That sounds a decent enough idea. Specifically, we have now 3 innovations and less military experience than we did, but that would normally provide morale, but we really don't care because we have 6 Miltech as our opponent and 12 ourselves. We already wildly out morale the Egyptians and or the Seleucids, and morale won't matter here or here or here, really much of anywhere other than Egypt or the Seleucids, and we wildly out-tech them. So let's take that mercenary reliance that I was thinking on. We can hire another 2 mercs, as well as the war score there. And we'll keep 1 in the bank just in case militant Epicureanism becomes actionable and we could go for larger wars against the Seleucids and or Egypt now that we have 6 mercs that we can hire. In theory, we could maybe move here for another merc maximum. That would give us 7. Offset our national manpower modifier, or malice, that we now have minus 20. As well as increase our levy size. That's another option for another 2 innovations. We have arrived in position. Let's declare this war. It's going to be a slaughter. A little bit of back and forth, mostly one-sided. The traditionalists want something in Deorsia of all places. We will not do that though. And we're still at 64, so good for us. Luckily, by having no Democrats in office, as if they would be happy irrespective from all of our tyranny, 0.93 minus. These 2 are essentially at 100%, so we took the 50 hit, but it just didn't matter. I hired a couple of mercs up here, or actually stole them from the Bosporans. I'm thinking of sending them down here to take these 2 provincial capitals while I evacuate the heavy-hitting mercs for the deployment in Egypt, which is coming up. Better idea, let's just leave that alone, pick up these mercs and head to Egypt. As I'd like to deploy these mercs in Egypt, as opposed to taking some random non-urbanized territory that the Seleucids will probably gobble up, but so what. Another merc for the cause here. Let's head right here. I've demanded everything that can be demanded, and we'll peace out for 4 AE. Head to Egypt. I'm going to take the 6 stability. We're still at 50. So I have evacuated from the and taken quite a substantial territory. I built theaters and temples everywhere. Moved our forces here and here. Are adjacent to this army. We should beat him. There's a fort here. I can assault it, call up a levy here as well. I have the fleet headed back to Carthago, where it can pick up the African levy, and perhaps the Numidian levy, Italic levy here, and the Magna Graecian levy, and then head down this slot. Unfortunately, Egypt is now associated with Nabatea. I'd had intended on taking Egypt, and then I have a claim in Nabatea. But as he's going to be involved in the war, I was thinking maybe we could completely occupy him and then separate peace him, which would open up adjacency to Bulimia. I don't think that we're not in range at present, but if we were to annex Nabatea, we would open up the range and we could then separate peace with Bulimia and probably open up some adjacencies on this lot here as well. And then finally peace out with Egypt. I think we have the force count with mercs here, and here, and here to deal with Egypt, so that'll leave the levies of our primary territories. Africa, quite a few. Mauritania, maybe we'll leave them out. And there are various others. And perhaps we can pick up Mauritania if we plan ahead and call up the levy now, and then get more in invoke devotio going, so that'll extend the life of it out to 561, and also increase by 0.44 down. So that works. And this is what Numidia, so we can call that levy up here. So let's march towards Carthago. So we'll have the levies take care of Nabatea, and again the rest of them, the mercs, will take care of Egypt, and hopefully we'll be able to bribe a few mercs from Egypt as well. I think everything is essentially in order. Let's declare the war. He'll not join because... do we care? We don't. It took a beating here. It was showing us green, but it was far from it. Let's just say that. We'll take some stability. We have we dispatched a 2,000 unit levy, and now we have the terrain on these guys. I think this guy will probably stumble into his doom as well. I met a fairly sizable levy here of Lower Egypt, but we defeated him. There's another guy here on the way. Just, it's under control, surely. I have all those levies. Let's move it out. I just barely downed that fort there. I think we're going to make it out, and he's going to have to deal with the fort. There has been a lot of back and forth. I'm haven't done a thing with Nabatea, and the war is... it's a couple of year and a half or thereabouts in. The levies have indeed showed up, so we should... let's see what happens. Yep, I think it just turned. Apparently we stack wiped that whole army. And the war tide has finally turned, just sort of mopping up at this point. There was a lot of back and forth. The war is a lot older than I am accustomed to fighting. Let's see, November 556, about a year and a half in. I think we will go after Nabatea as well. There seems to be... I bought off a lot of mercs, as you'll note here, so I'm going to make some use of them. Let's see what the enemy does with... we only have a 14% modifier for our AE, but I'm going to inspire some disloyalty here and see what the enemy does with that. So now our modifier is up to 24 again. I think our Nabatean excursion is misguided. We now have an 89 war score. I think we probably have plenty of Egyptian territory proper that we can take, which is what we want. We can take Nabatea out in one war, so there's no need to do it. With all these mercs and all these levies around and all of this war exhaustion we're burning off, I think, because, well, we'll do it again shortly once we save up. Actually, we need war exhaustion to do it. I can call up a levy, I suppose, or something, and then invoke the devotio again. But anyway, Nabatea is off, and I think we might go at it with the Seleucid. I'm going to see if I can dredge myself up a proper peace arrangement. Getting quite a lot for our 98 war score. We have Memphis, Western Delta, Eastern Delta, or Central Delta. Couple of provinces here, and then these two, as well as this tiny island. Gonna take the money twice. Looking good. Gonna build some theaters and some temples with my horde that I just raised. Get these guys reorganized and maybe attack Dreadlord Seleucid there. Let's see what he has. It'll be a big war, all right. Staging for that invasion of Seleucid Empire. We'll take another 6 stability here for Alexander's tomb. So we have a claim here in this this province right there. So we can proceed down here through Palmyrene into Aramea. Where we got that claim, I have no idea. Down to Babylonia, etc. And then maybe we could declare a truce break war and get our stability quite low while we wait for our 14 Marshal, which is going to be a while. I think our provinces are generally in order. Yeah, they're sort of in order with 50 stability, but if that gets down to 0, I think it'll get ugly. Never mind. We also have acquired the Ben Stone, which is in Heliopolis. Let's move it to the capital. I'm going to colonize my way to the day and file a claim as well. I'll take the stability. Let's do it. Let's file a claim up here on the day. We are generally recovered. Generally fooded up and mostly moraled up, etc. So let's see if it's the same. Armenian revolt is around here somewhere, and boom, we've done it. We lost 25 trade routes. Luckily I have quite a bit of grain that I've secured in Iberia. I think he must have had these forts on low maintenance. I'm assaulting them without much effort at all. I'll swing these 2 flanking armies up over this way and capture these capitals, maybe. This group here is headed right down here, and then we're going to advance in there. I'm not sure whether they should meet some fairly fearsome resistance, I think, but who knows, really. 300 garrison, it's over. And siege fell. On to the next. Fairly substantial levy of Assyria, but we have a lot of troops here. About a 3 for 1 there. He has a substantial morale somehow. I'm not sure where he gets it, but taking some of this territory. No, but what is that? It says green. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Maybe we'll not go up there. Maybe we'll get on board our ship instead. Anyway, we're going to get beaten here, but I think this guy can be handled, and the rest of this lot, running down this slot here, going to siege or assault Seleucid Megalia in Babylon. Here we go, big fat merc stack. Let's buy him off. Boom. Babylon's fallen. Seleucid Megalia as well. We were headed down here, but I just tried to buy this merc. He's not biting. I was going to send these guys deeper in, but we're going to be shattered here, and there are quite a few forces about. I'm going to pull back up here and see if we can contain that this merc. Defeated. Looks as though they're headed up north here, where we are sort of short on forces. We're not just sort of, we are short. But if they're here, that means they won't be here to bother us so much. And maybe we don't need to pull these guys up here. We can deal with this merc, who probably is intent on Seleucid Megalia. These shattered armies here need to get back and reorganize in our friendly territory, and we'll just let these guys go and retake this area, as we don't really care. Bought off another mercenary, helps greatly. Let's use him. This we are proceeding. There's some action here. We have a 15% bonus in the plains. Looks like our downtrodden morale armies are going to be able to take this guy. We'll have some reinforcements on the way. The enemy is taking this territory back. We just barely evacuated this army here. There's about 12,000 there. We're going to group up here and go and revisit this. They're reoccupying this. These armies are reorganizing, and these armies are headed up there as well, and then these armies should pivot back up here and hopefully catch this lot in between both of our army groups there. We're going to catch this lot here. They've deoccupied this. We are grouped up here, sort of reorganized. I'm going to try to bash this fort and take care of this guy as well. There's that merc still wandering about. I'm going to take this, group these two, and then see about dealing with him. We have these guys headed up here. And then this same group is headed up this way. This army group has made it up here. They're going to engage this guy that's been giving us trouble. We caught this guy out with our reorganized armies as well. And I probably can crush this guy hopefully soon enough. Actually, let's head up there immediately. Looks as though they broke up, divided, and we conquered. We're taking this guy out. We're going to take this guy out. He stopped sieging, and now he's in retreat. Where he's going, probably somewhere in here. We'll corner him. Coming down here, take that, and we've taken this. Oh. Well, let's get the heck out of that area there. And we'll head up here for greener pastures. Caught this guy, that merc that's been dancing around as well. Going to upgrade this noble, this monument immediately. So level 4 attacks, let's see, it goes to 15%, 10, 10, 10, and then boom. He's having something of a comeback here, maybe. If our ally would just get in the fray here. We're both not feeling particularly chipper, but we may pull this one out on morale. Who knows? We defeated that stack. I think it's over for him. He may be out of manpower. I checked, and we can take a surprising amount of war territory out of him. So I'm going to try to occupy even deeper down into here and such. I was thinking on getting down here again. That we're able to take a surprising amount of war score out of this guy, and we're still mostly going. But it's going to be a while to get here, and I'm thinking that we're going to truce break on him, and we'll end up getting this anyway, and well beyond. So I'm going to look into getting something a little closer, so all of our armies don't de-exile. I think that'll do it for 47 aggressive expansion. I'm going to take it. We have this whole coastline up here. We have a slot all the way down here. We've taken this, all of this, and then we can reuse our claim here as well. So let's... Do we have a 2-pointer? Nope. Let's take the money. And we'll take the money. So this unit is going to head back here. These guys don't need to de-exile. This one is... I will send them down here. These guys can make it just right back here to de-exile themselves. Continue reorganizing. And head down here. These guys are good to go. Let's reorganize here and reorganize or whatnot there. Let's wait, have you wait, deorganize or reorganize. We'll get you here. And I think we can almost immediately declare another war on them. We're about a half an hour in here. Let's see what can happen. Yeah, we can declare war on him again. Maybe truce break. What I do know is that I'm going to build, use a bunch of this money to build theaters and temples and whatnot in all of these territories. And I'll do that in between episodes. I hope to see you in the next one.